So, how is it possible that a single product launch in the US can set off a financial earthquake thousands of miles away? How can it wipe out billions of dollars in value, seemingly overnight? Well, we're about to unpack exactly that. How one AI update sent a massive shockwave through a $283 billion industry. It all started with this one number, negative 6.3%. On a Wednesday, this figure flashed across trading screens, and it signaled a sudden, pretty dramatic drop. Now, on its own, it's just a number, right? But for one of the world's biggest industries, it was the beginning of a catastrophe. Because that 6.3% drop, it turned out to be the single worst day for India's massive $283 billion IT services sector in over 6 years. Since March of 2020, to be exact. This wasn't some minor dip in the market. This was a historic, full-blown plunge. So, the multi-billion-dollar question is pretty obvious. What caused it? This wasn't a financial crisis. It wasn't some big geopolitical event. No. The culprit was a piece of software. It was an AI. The trigger for this whole market meltdown wasn't some broad, sweeping trend. It was a single update from just one company. And that company was Anthropic, a US-based AI firm. They had just rolled out some powerful new tools for their AI agent, which is called Claude Cowork. And you have to understand, this wasn't just another chatbot. This was a direct shot at the very heart of the professional services industry. I mean, look at what this AI could now do. We're talking about automating really complex knowledge work, things like legal analysis, sales processes, and data analysis. And crucially for the IT sector, it could handle the core workflows of coding, development, and testing. These are the bread and butter of that industry. So why? Why was India's IT sector so uniquely vulnerable to this one announcement? Well, it all comes down to the very foundation of its business model. For decades, the industry has absolutely thrived on what's called a labor-intensive model. The core idea is actually pretty simple. The more people you have working on a client's project, the more hours you can bill them for, and the more revenue you make. In a way, your workforce is your product. And this creates a fundamental clash of models. You see, traditionally, success meant hiring more people and billing for their time. But this new AI-driven model completely flips that on its head. Suddenly, it's not about how many people you have, it's about efficiency and output, which you can now achieve with smaller, specialized teams that are supercharged by powerful AI. Investors, of course, understood this clash immediately. They saw the writing on the wall, and the reaction was swift and absolutely brutal, triggering a massive sell-off all across the sector. The industry giants just got hammered. Infosys dropped over 7%. TCS fell almost 6%. HCLTech was down over 5%. And let's be clear, these aren't small companies. These are the absolute pillars of the Indian IT sector, and investors were basically rushing for the exits. An analyst named Ambrish Shah really captured the market's fear perfectly. He pointed out that if AI can do the work of a whole team of coders, then clients just won't need these huge vendor teams anymore. And fewer people means fewer billable hours, which directly squeezes revenue and profits. It's a simple and terrifying equation for them. But the fear wasn't just about current projects and this quarter's profits. The market was also looking ahead at the future of the workforce itself, and it saw a huge problem brewing on the horizon. That same analyst pointed out that AI is getting really good at replacing routine development and testing tasks. But see, those are the exact jobs that make up the entry-level talent pool. They're the first step on the career ladder for millions of young engineers. So if those jobs start to disappear, how does the next generation of talent even get started in the industry? So when you zoom out, this whole thing, this one product launch from one company, it really serves as a powerful case study for a much, much broader shift that's really just beginning. You know, for years, we've all been talking about automation and how it affects manufacturing and physical labor. But this market reaction is one of the clearest signals we've gotten so far that the wave of AI disruption is now crashing right into the world of knowledge work. It's affecting coders, analysts, marketers, even lawyers. And that leaves us all with a pretty critical question to think about. This story was about the IT industry, but this technology isn't going to stop there. As AI begins to automate the core tasks of highly skilled professionals, you have to ask yourself, which industry is truly safe?